me and Jim Ross were watching this podcast, kind of like mine, and it was this dark emo kid who had this Chris Canyon Martis t-shirt on. What? Chris Canyon? What? And I couldn't believe it on the back. It had Matt Taven. I don't even know where you get one of those. What? The Purple Warrior from DCW, Danny Vallow, Dill Von Satin, Dylan, whatever the hell you want to call him. And then his partner in crime, one of the biggest AEW marks I've ever seen. One of the biggest AEW marks, I'll tell you what. She loves Jack Perry. What? She loves Kenny Omega. What? She loves the Young Bucks. What? She loves Okada. What? Her name was Lyssie. Oh my God, it was the Talkin Wrasslin podcast, and you're all about to take a listen to it right now. Oh, hell yeah.
Hi, hello, hey, go Birds. We're recording this on Super Bowl Sunday. So go Birds. If they lost, well, then I'm dead.
If they lost, then Taylor Swift's probably engaged right now.
Yeah, that's it. Hi, welcome to Talkin Wrasslin. I'm Dylan.
I'm Lyssie.
Hi, we're gonna talk about wrestling and stuff. And today we got. It's gonna be maybe like a quickish episode. There was a lot that happened this week.
Yeah.
There was a lot. But we're gonna talk about Raw a little bit of Dynamite, a little bit of SmackDown, and we're also gonna do top 5 Luchadores. We have some news and stuff, but let's start the episode maybe on a hopefully high note with Lyssie's week.
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry if you hear any sort of...
The cats are going nuts.
Yeah, the cats are going insane. So if you hear any sort of, like, rambunctious scratching, running, meowing, jumping, interruptions in this live stream, the cats are losing it.
They think it's played.
Oh my God, she just ran into the fucking wall.
Did she?
She slid into the wall.
Head first?
No, butt first.
Okay,
like she slid and turned, and like her butt slid into the wall.
At least it wasn't her head.
Yeah, the cats are kind of going fucking insane.
They're playing right now.
I don't know. I got up this morning to use the restroom, and Dee Dee, our one cat, loves to go in the bathroom for whatever reason. So he was following me in. So I was like, all right. And he was just laying in there, like, as I was using the facilities. And then Lita, the baby, who's causing all the chases and games and whatnot, is sitting outside the bathroom screaming. I'm surprised it didn't wake you up. She was fucking screaming.
Bro, I'm just deaf to the fucking, like, meowing at this point.
Yeah. Overall, though, I mean, this has just been a really hectic, hellish week, to say the least. I'm not gonna go into detail about anything. There's been a lot of, like, really serious problems going on. Most of the cause of the issue is somebody else's personal thing going on that isn't here, that I don't really want to be speaking on behalf of for them. But I guess to say it in the best way that I can, that situation that had happened is a very big domino effect of a lot of things going on. However, aside from that, to at least put things on, like, as much of a good note as I can, I went and got my passport. So I got my passport photo taken, and in 4 to 6 weeks, I'll finally have a passport, which is good, because apparently there's, like, they're trying to, like, block some passports and whatnot from coming through, like, if people identify in the LGBTQ plus community. I was actually talking to my coworker about it, and she was saying, yeah, if you identify anything on your passport with anything that's not, like, what you were assigned with at birth, hey, no, they might try to block it. I was like, well, good thing there wasn't a non-binary option. It was just male or female, so I just went with what I was born as anyway. But yeah, I went and got my passport all sorted and filled out. I ordered a coffee table. I got another Lego set. The bonsai tree Lego set, which I haven't put together yet, but that's very exciting. What is she doing?
She's trying to play with the mouse toy over here, but it keeps caught in the wire.
Aw.
There you go.
Aw. Also, she's teething.
Oh God, it's been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, Lita started teething, so that's great. She's clicking her jaw like it's no one's fucking, like, it's her day
She's trying
job.
to get in the closet.
She's fucking insane today. I don't know what her fucking deal is.
Dee Dee, slap her.
But yeah, overall, it's been a very... Jesus Christ, dude. It's been a very hectic, crazy week, to say it in the best terms possible. And I just hope that there's hummus at the Super Bowl party.
Yeah, not to, like, go into full detail about it. I was a witness to a situation that happened at my place of employment. Very bad accident happened to a person we know. And I was a witness, but I wasn't. My back was turned when this happened. So I saw the immediate, like, I turned around soon as it happened. I saw the immediate aftermath of this and was obviously sucked into it.
Yeah.
Because I was around and everything. And the way things were handled were not okay.
Very poorly handled.
So we're just pretty much going to say Dylan is in between jobs right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to start selling. No, we're not going to start selling
merch.
Buy our merch.
Yeah. Help feed our kids. I still have a job.
This podcast is no longer going to be free. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive. We're going to get a Patreon.
Oh my God.
No. Nothing.
Bryce, give us $5 a month.
Nothing's changing that way. I'm serious about that. But yeah.
That's something we would have to discuss with our friends over at the Tapped Out to Pro Wrestling production. We'd have to get the okay from them.
Yeah, because they fucking we signed the contract.
Yeah, we're in some sort of contract agreement.
Tapped Out the Pro Wrestling owns us.
Yeah.
Fucking schlubs. Fuck the label.
Fuck the label.
Fuck the label.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly plays in the background.
But yeah, there was a big mishap that happened, and not good. Honestly, very traumatizing, and very shitty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To say the least, very, very, very serious issue. I don't know how much we can talk about it. That's why we're trying to be like...
And I just don't want to speak for him.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for him at all. I'm not even going to say his name, but I'm not going to speak for him on any sort of aspect about it because it's not my situation to tell. And also, I don't know how much we can really talk about the specifics of it because, again, without saying anything crazy, I don't know what cards are going to be played and how this is going to play out.
I don't know what's going to happen after this.
So I'm just going to take that precaution in the sense of I don't want to say anything that could possibly cause issues in a certain way that this could possibly go.
Yeah.
So
all I'm going to say is I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
That's
and Lita.
Keep talking.
I don't want Dylan to continue to be there either because this isn't the first time that something like this has happened in the past 6 months. In fact, it's been a very reoccurring issue in the past 6 months, and it just so happens that this has been consistently getting worse, and this is the worst situation that had happened. And I don't want to sound like a dick about it, but my main thing was I wanted Dylan to at least have another job lined up before really getting out of there, just because, well, I do make a decent amount of money. I don't really make enough to support us long term. And basically Dylan sped ran finding another job. So the past, like, so this happened on Wednesday.
I applied to a total, and I looked at it. I applied to a total of 15 jobs in a span of like 4 days.
Like, so this happened Wednesday and it's Sunday now, and within those like 4 or 5 days, Dylan has, I would say, successfully at least locked in 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Like he's between 2 of them right now, and it's at the point where
it's technically gonna hear hear from one tomorrow too. I have some set up tomorrow.
Yeah. So 3 kind of. Well,
Yeah.
Two seem more solidified. 3 is kind of like a phone interview.
Yeah.
But basically, I just want him to have something a little bit more secured before I said I gave him the go ahead. But within that time frame, he somehow got 2 lined up. So I was like, you know what? One of the 2 is definitely gonna work out. I already know that.
I was willing to fucking take a
massive pay cut.
Massive pay cut, picking up shit if I had to.
Yeah, like
I would have fucking worked minimum wage if I fucking had to.
Yeah,
that's how bad this place is.
I was actually talking to my one coworker yesterday, about the situation because like him and I don't get to work together often because we're both managers, and typically managers just pass by each other. But we actually closed together yesterday. So we were just kind of like talking to each other about stuff, and we were kind of venting about our frustrations at work and whatnot. And we ended up getting on the topic of the situation that happened, and he was even like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm like, yeah, I know it's really bad. And I was like, but hey, this one place that is a call center, or kind of like, not really a call center, but like, Dylan would be doing like customer service type of stuff, like answering phones, call center vibe. I was like, they make like $17.75 an hour. I know it's a pay cut, but if you really look at it, and he's like, maybe, I don't know. He's like, it is a pay cut from what we make. But you know, nonetheless, like, I was like, if it's really bad, you know, and he's like, no, I agree. Oh my God, what the fuck is Hannah's texting me about some stuff that's going on right now. Anyway, cat's teething. I bought Legos. Wrestling happened, and Lita looks like she's about to jump up and grab the curtains.
And
Lita.
And all I'm going to say here, you can.
Yeah, let me grab the kitten.
And all I'm going to say about this situation at hand is take your sick days, take your personal days, call off. It's no matter how much you are being paid. If you are working for someone and not yourself, no matter what, take those days off as much as you fucking can. You are just another number in the machine, because after something happens at a place of work, they don't give a fuck about you. And that's the God honest truth. Biggest red flag, if a company or a place of employment says, we're a family.
Yeah.
Biggest red flag. Don't fall for that bullshit. This is my PSA, because if I keep going on, I'm going to end up saying something I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But let's get into the wrestling news. Let's start with a serious wrestling topic. So, if you don't want, I don't know how much we're going to talk about this. But if you don't want to listen to this, skip ahead, because we're going to be talking about domestic assault.
Domestic abuse.
Abuse assault, because Bear Boulder, from formerly Bear Country and now the Iron Savages, is in jail.
Is he in jail?
He is in jail.
Okay, good.
He's sitting behind bars. He's been in jail since January, supposedly.
Oh, so I knew he got fired. Like, what I saw is that he got fired.
He got fired because he's in jail.
I didn't realize that he was in jail, because like when the information came out, I know there was something in there saying that his wife didn't want to press charges because of like the financial strain that it could cause for her, I believe, is what it was, or something along those lines.
It was financial and strain on their relationship.
Yeah.
After she just got beaten the hell out of.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say anything unnecessarily on that, because
that's 100% like a mental thing. Yeah.
That's something where like you can tell that that's a sign of even mental abuse, because being like, well, like, I hate to say it in this way, you always hear them just like, well, it's not always all bad. When it's good, it's really good. And that's a very clear sign of like mental abuse going on in a relationship.
It shit like this affects, like, it happens to men too, but it happens to women. Mm-hmm. And it does fuck you up. I mean, I've met like kids in high school before, like when I was in school, like that would like get abused by their parents, and like, it fucked them up still because like it's your parents. So it's like, yeah, but it's not. I did something wrong. Like it was one of those, and it's like, no, you didn't. That's the thing, but you don't understand that, and you won't until like you never will. It's one of those things you kind of have to work out yourself or go to therapy. I don't know.
Dude,
I'd never.
My best friend from like elementary and middle school, like we would constantly be on the phone with each other like all day, every day, like when we were home and whatnot. If we weren't hanging out, like we were always on the phone talking to each other. And there's so many times that like we would have like the home phone set up on speaker and like have it next to our laptop, so we would play like online games together. Because there was some like games like, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the game. I believe it was Fantasia. It was like a little online community game where you create a user and an avatar and you go around and you can play mini games with your friends and stuff. And we would play
Sims?
that. No, not Sims.
It's not like Sims?
It's not like Sims. It was an online free to play game.
Okay.
It's been closed.
Do you
down
remember
since.
Pop Tropica?
It was kind of like Pop Tropica.
Okay.
But it was like Pop Tropica. Like we tried it. Even if you're both logged in and like in the same area, you can't see your friends and like hang out. This you could see your friends and hang out. You can add people online and stuff.
I never played that.
It was just like a cute little game. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. Again, it's closed. The website's closed down now, but it was really fun. And we would play that all the time. And it would basically be like our first introduction to online gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
We'd be on the phone with each other.
If you think about it, yeah.
And the amount of times like literally nothing was going on. Like we would get home from school, immediately call each other, and be on the phone till like it was dinner time or whatever. And like the amount of times like their dad would just barge into their room, start screaming, and like literally I could hear him throwing stuff at them and like hitting them and stuff.
That's crazy.
It was actually insane.
And how old were you?
This was like 5th grade.
So you're like 10.
Yeah, this was like because we became best friends in 4th grade because they actually went to crazy. They went to a Catholic school that closed down. It's actually like up and around the corner from here.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And they transferred to my school, and we became like best friends via like math class or something. They actually had a like little Pikachu plushie with them. And I was like, oh, you like Pokemon? And they're like, yeah. And that's how we ended up becoming friends. And
that had to like fuck you up.
Well,
not only her, but like you too.
I didn't really understand it. Because like I knew something was going on, but I didn't get it like at the time. Once we hit like middle school, I started understanding it a little bit more. But like around like 4th and 5th grade, I didn't really get it. And, like, there were times where, like, they would sleep over, and, like, my dad's even told me this, like, now that I'm older, and he's been like, yeah, there were times that, like, they'd come over, and, like, they'd, like, come up to, like, me or your mom and be like, can I, like, stay here for, like, another night? Or, like, can I stay here for, like, 2 more nights or something? Like, they would try to be staying over, like, on school days and stuff, and, like, my parents knew something was up, because my parents obviously knew their parents, and their dad had like a really bad history with like alcohol and drugs and stuff. Was in and out of rehab like 10-15 times.
Usually like if the kid that's your guest at your house is asking the parents, that is usually a sign of something's wrong. Yeah. Because
like not even just asking me, like going to my parents.
Yeah, usually it's one of those, like for me at least, it was always like I'm hanging out with my friends. Yo, you should ask your mom or dad if I could stay over. Or like we would game plan it and be let me go ask my mom or dad.
Yeah. Like my parents always said yes. I mean, I think there's actually been a couple times on school nights they stayed over and like we took them to school. And
I knew how to play the system. Sorry, mom. Especially against my mom. I wouldn't go alone and ask her. Oh yeah, my friend would come with me. She won't say no to the friend in front of me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, and I didn't realize till later on. This is the same friend that I told you about how
Here, you can hold this now.
They like their dad like freaked out about the stock market crashing and like started shooting a gun in their house. Like, and this was more. I
was gonna try to make like an upbeat like little joke about that because like
no,
because fuck the stock market, but like that's bad.
Yeah, no, this was like really really bad, and this was like kind of more so recently. Like I say more so recently. This was when after we graduated. So this is like within the past 10 years, that this happened. So it was just consistently a problem. But nonetheless, this isn't the point of the story. The point of the story is that Bear Bronson?
I forget his fucking name.
I don't want to say the wrong...
Bear Boulder.
Bear Boulder.
Bear Boulder.
Not Bronson.
Yeah.
Bear Boulder is a fucking piece of shit. An absolute fucking piece of shit.
I don't have like the screenshot of everything of what happened, but just going off the top of my head from what I remembered, he supposedly like stepped on her throat, pushed her down. I don't want to say the usual thing, but the usual shit.
Just be like quite literally.
Mind you, this guy's like 330 pounds. Yeah, and stepping on her throat and shit. And
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't want to say it in this sense.
It's come to a shock to everyone, including his tag team partners.
Yeah, like his tag team partners genuinely didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So, yeah, glad that AEW fired his ass.
I'm just my concern about this is why was he silently fired?
Well,
like, okay, I just want to put this into perspective.
Yeah.
CM Punk chokes out Jack Perry, right? Mm-hmm. Tony Khan goes on TV and fires CM Punk. But this guy, you don't have to say I fired him for X, Y, and Z if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But why was it reported a month later is what I'm getting at.
I don't know if they weren't able to speak upon it because of legal reasons. You know what I mean? And who knows? Maybe his wife was even saying she wanted to keep it hush hush. You know what I mean? Maybe with the way that, like, from what I understand from this, with her saying like she didn't want to press charges or anything like that. Maybe she wanted to still try to keep it as hush-hush as she can because she was concerned about the relationship strain and everything. Maybe she didn't want to bring a lot of attention to it. And, well, it's not my situation to
I get where she's coming from. Also, if that's the situation of maybe they had to keep things hush-hush, okay. I just thought it was very odd that it was like, okay, sometimes AEW is open about like firing people, not usually. I'm not trying to knock AEW in this situation. Like, this isn't me trying to knock AEW like I usually do. I was just very like, okay, like, I get why they had to go public about the Punk shit.
Yeah.
But if I was Tony, I would have at least said something, you know?
Yeah, I just don't know if he was able to. Yeah. Or not, you know what I mean?
It makes sense.
I don't know if there was an investigation going on or anything like that.
Well, yeah, there probably was.
You didn't want to, like, bring attention to it at a time when there was an investigation happening or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. Either way, I just hope that she gets the fuck away from there. Gets the fuck away from him. I understand being in an abusive relationship and feeling like you're stuck and feeling like you don't have any other options and feeling like it's like scary because you don't know what to do.
You're not alone in the situation. Reach out to someone. That goes for anyone. You
don't deserve to be going through bullshit like this. No one should ever put their fucking hands on you like that. I don't care if
man, woman, they, them.
I don't care if it's someone you've been in a relationship with for 20 years or someone you've been in a relationship with for 20 days. No one should be fucking treating you like that. You don't fucking deserve to be treated like that. Not even
a relationship. If you're out in fucking public even. Like, shit happens all the fucking time.
Someone you met 20 minutes ago.
If you're in a goddamn mosh pit and someone punches you and they're a Nazi, do what Lyssie did.
Punch him back.
Punched him. And then do what I did. Kicked him with Doc Martens on.
And I punched him twice.
You did
punch him. I punched him in the face twice.
And I kicked him in the knee.
And then he got mad at me because he was like, if you don't want to be hit, don't get in the pit. And I was like, dude, I'm not in the pit. You just literally came up behind me and punched me in the face.
A bunch of us pushed him away.
Yeah, and then there was a bunch of people that were like forming a wall between us.
I'm surprised the concert didn't stop for a split second and them being like, is there a fight down there?
At a ska show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, reach out, get help. Like, I'm sure there's I don't know your actual situation, but I'm sure you at least have like one family member, one friend, someone who's willing to at least listen to you and try and help you. You know what I mean?
And I don't know what to say in these situations of like, well, I don't want him to get arrested because financial strain, all of that. I don't know what to exactly say. Like look, I get where you're coming from, honey, but get out of that situation.
No, I get that. And like you hear a lot about that kind of similar situation.
Yeah. It's a mental...
maybe not like exact to this, but like when we even be watching like Dark Side of the Ring and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
It's
back in the
thing.
day
Yep.
when wrestlers were like out and they were cheating on their spouses and their spouses were left at home with the kids and whatnot, and the spouses knew about it, or they would be like coming home drunk and causing problems for them and their kids and everything, but they wouldn't leave because if they left, they have nothing. They have nowhere to go. They don't have a job. They don't have any money because I don't know if she has a job or if they're living off of his. Like I don't know if he makes enough to like support them basically, yeah. But when you're in that instance, and you know, I've even seen something like I was watching a YouTube video about it from Funky Frogbait about the rising surge of housewives in 2024 and 2025, about women who like their partners want them to be stay-at-home wives, where they make enough money to support them, and they're just like, you stay at home and do this, that, and the other thing.
It's gonna end up surging more because of, you know, Mr. Orange Man over here and his stupid fucking
basically,
laws.
if this is the same situation, again, I don't know their situation, but if this is the same situation where you're living off of someone else's paycheck because they make enough to support you, you have to just think about, like, also, how many years are you going to have of a gap in resume? How hard is it going to be for you to find a job? How long has it been since you've had experience at a job? Where do you even go? If you end up going somewhere, you might have to settle for something that's minimum wage, and then you have kids. I don't know if she has kids or not.
I don't know if they have kids or not.
But if you have kids, then you have kids. How are you supposed to be able to support your kids on minimum wage when there's inflation and everything's so fucking expensive? It's a very consistent situation where it's a very hard situation to get out of. And even if she is just herself and she has to find an apartment and live minimum wage, how the fuck are you going to be able to support yourself? You know what I mean? So again, I don't know the exact situation. I understand where she's coming from in financially and also the relationship strain to begin with. Maybe, and I don't want to be this person.
Yeah, sue for damages. Fuck it.
Yeah. I don't want to be this person in saying shit like this, but like, maybe they've been together for 15 years and the past 12 years have been incredible, and something is going on with him and he's taking it out on her. Not that makes it okay at all. Yeah. But I can understand in you seeing something where like the past 12 years have been great and these past couple years have been stressful and now everything's crazy and going on.
I think from the reports, I think this, I don't know. I think it was a repetitive thing.
I think it was repetitive. So I don't know. But basically, at the end of the day, I think even if this was repetitively recent or repetitively over the years, whatever, you don't deserve for something like this to be happening to you. He could have fucking killed you.
Yeah.
He could have fucking killed you. And if he was that close to killing you, there is a very high possibility that could fucking happen. So get the fuck out of there, because your life is so much more worth than just dealing with this fucking slum piece of shit.
And again, I'm not trying.
He's not even that good of a fucking wrestler.
Like I know I knock AEW and stuff on times, but at least Tony did the right thing and got rid of him. Yeah. You know?
No, they definitely absolutely did the right fucking thing.
And not trying to like cover it up or some shit. They're like, no, like gotta get rid of him, and his tag team partners still thrive without him.
Oh, yeah.
They'll thrive without him.
Bronson. No, is it Bronson? Bear Bronson?
I think, yeah. It's Boulder and Bronson.
He's the one
and then Jack.
Yeah, he's the one that came out as bisexual and, like...
He's the other big guy. Like the other big...
I think he's the one that yells, I'm gonna bust all the time,
I think that's him that's gonna bust.
I can never remember, but I
think that's it.
Nonetheless, like, he's great. Like, everyone loves him.
It makes sense why we haven't seen them in a hot minute.
Yeah, give him, like, a push, honestly. Like, he's great. He shares stuff about his wife, who's a wrestler.
Also, Tony, don't punish the tag team partners.
Yeah, they didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah. Like, don't bury them. Don't ever use them ever again. Fucking repackage them.
Yeah.
Honestly,
keep them as the Iron Savages and fucking spite.
But no, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do they want to?
Yeah, no, I know.
As one of the thing of like, he was a part of that. We don't want that.
Yeah, no, I
Because I wouldn't.
I
like,
get that.
I wouldn't want that. Like, you know, like, there's a reason why I don't like talking about my faction, Children of Fire, that I was in at one point, because, you know, fuck those two people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess to wrap this up on a higher note, you're not alone ever. There is help out there, with it being cops or someone or the law.
The law's not really that great in these situations, but
there's people out there that will help.
And if you're a man and you put your fucking hands on a woman, I hope everything you fucking did to that woman happens to you by a larger, scarier, stronger man tenfold over to you.
That, and if you are a wrestler in the wrestling business and you put your hands on a woman and you're sharing pretty much, you don't share a locker room with the women, but you're part of the same locker room. Mm-hmm. They have their own separate locker room. But if you are working with women closely enough, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of the business. We don't fucking want you here. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the business. Go fucking work at fucking, I don't know.
Go work at IHOP.
Go fucking work at IHOP, you fucking schlub. Go work at the prison kitchen. Hopefully you drop the fucking soap because you deserve it. Anyway, moving on to more sadder news. There were some WWE releases.
Yeah.
We're going to go through them. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander. Mm-hmm. He might show up in AEW and be part of the Hurt Business.
People were saying, I saw people posting pictures of him and just going, "We hurt people." So.
Talkin Wrasslin and Paul Ellering, the authors of Pain, and Paul Ellering, who was the manager for the Road Warriors at one point. They were with Karrion Kross in the Final Testament. Just like the first time around, they were doing nothing, so...
And the thing is, I don't know why you're releasing...
It's a failed experiment.
My only thing about this is I don't know why you're releasing Hall of Famers when, honestly, they could probably be doing something backstage to help out.
What was... That's the thing.
I don't know.
Paul Ellering could cut a fucking promo.
Yeah.
But you've seen the Final Testament promos. It's fucking Karrion Kross was doing it all.
Yeah.
Why is Paul Ellering there? Why is even Scarlett there? Like, that's the whole... Like, what's the fucking point of this?
Yeah, no.
It's a failed experiment. Karrion Kross is a failed experiment.
I feel like if you have somebody who's that good on the fucking mic, you could have them with, like, even toss them down to, like, NXT and some sort of development to help the younger talent, like, learn promos and shit. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's not my
Just for him to get released, like, the next NXT call-up, Blair Davenport.
Which, if you're... It's the NXT curse, I swear to fucking
You get
God.
called up and you get nothing to do.
Yeah. Literally, I don't even think I've seen her on SmackDown.
She did, like, 2 matches on SmackDown. She was in, like, qualifying triple threat matches.
Yeah.
And I think she ate the pin in both of them. So.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Should I go see?
Yeah. I'll just talk about how I think it's kind of bullshit that these talents spend so much fucking time in NXT and they finally get called up to the main roster and seemingly everything's going to be great and they really see something in them and they was it everything okay?
Everything's fine. I don't see anything.
And they really, really, like...
Probably just bump something.
They really believe that they have it, and then they just fucking vanish. I think it's fucking stupid.
I don't know. How the fuck? Isla Dawn.
I saw people really
from,
upset
like, the
about
Unholy
that
Union or whatever.
Yeah, I saw people really upset about that
Well,
one.
yeah, they seemed like they were, like, trying to do something with her. Like, people saw... Like, she was a tag team champion not too long ago. So, and, like, a lot of people were bitching about that of, like, WWE made these women's mid-card titles, and they also still have the tag titles. And they're releasing people that could be, like, challengers. Like, not saying hold the belt, but, like, people to fucking use.
Yeah.
So, I don't fucking know. This one... These next 2 are kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. The Good Brothers. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. Bro, they worked a total... Under this contract, they made millions of dollars and worked a total of 48 minutes.
I would love to make millions of dollars.
They did shit in NXT. Things got... Like, bro, they're the greatest workers of all time. They get paid to do fucking nothing. Like, they had it in their contracts of if they're not going to be used at that show, they don't have to show up.
They're smart.
Right?
They're smart.
Because they knew what was going to happen. They were literally just collecting money. They're probably going to go to AEW or TNA.
I can see them coming back in AEW and being stooges with fucking Brandon Cutler.
Or even fucking... They're going to AEW, TNA, or New Japan.
Yeah.
That's where they're going. Giovanni Vinci...
That we saw coming.
A public burial.
Yeah.
Bro tried getting with Tiffany and they were like, hell no.
Yeah.
And they buried the fuck out of him, bro. He got his ass kicked and then he like showed up on SmackDown and lost in like 2 seconds and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I can't wait. I hope Chris Van Vliet has him on like an interview and he has like a shoot interview because I want to know.
Yeah.
I need to know. Like, speaking of Chris Van Vliet, he's gotten some good guests on as of late.
He has, yeah.
And Jericho. But the Jericho one was the funniest interview, though, because, like, Chris Van Vliet straight up was like, you know people don't like you, right? Like, they think the learning tree sucks. And he's like, isn't that the point of being a heel?
Retire.
Yeah, and, like, Henry, like, no, fuck you. The Rolling Stones haven't retired. And then Chris Van Vliet was like, so what you're saying is you're going to be like Mick Jagger and performing at the age of 80? And Chris Jericho's like, yeah, I'm going to try. It's like, oh, God. He's like, he said, like, if I feel like I can still go in the ring, I'm still going to go. If I'm not fucking up anything. And it's like, Chris, you're botching left and right.
Yeah.
And then all plays in my head is, I hate that fucking word, botch.
It's not a fucking botch.
Anyway.
Well, no, you missed one.
Did I?
Sonya Deville.
Oh, yeah, shit. Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville got released.
Which, Leslie has different... So, it's shitty for everyone that gets released. What the fuck were they doing with Sonya Deville? Man, the Pure Fusion Collective, who gives a fuck?
And that's the thing, though, like, I genuinely really like Sonya Deville as a wrestler. I think she's a really fucking good worker. And I think she has a really impressive fucking background. And the fact that they didn't utilize her to, like, a higher potential, like, they were, like, a while ago. Like, I remember seeing Sonya Deville on TV a lot more, and I really liked fucking seeing her.
The only thing I ever remember Sonya Deville ever doing was when she had a feud with Mandy Rose.
Okay.
But that also got kind of, like, stopped because that's when her house got broken into or something. And then it was, like, But they got, like, I don't know if they got, like, mad at her. I would have to do some, like, digging about...
These cats are causing a fucking... She's running.
But remember when, like, it was reported her house got broken into and she was feuding with Mandy Rhodes, but, like, Mandy put out something like, she's safe with me, like, breaking kayfabe, and I don't remember if they got mad about that, but they kind of just stopped the feud.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Because it was supposed to be, like, they were supposed to have, like, a match, and it was supposed to be loser gets hair shaved.
Yeah.
But then they changed it to a loser leaves town. And then Sonya lost, and then that's when she went away for a bit. Because she, like, it was a mental toll on her and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks for all of them, but there is work out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I just wish some of these people were utilized a little bit better.
There is work. It's, as Matt Cardona said, the indie god welcomes you all. Like,
well, most of them I wasn't necessarily, like... the biggest fan of, like, I still feel bad.
Not to, like, knock on anyone that got released. This isn't, like, the time when they released, like, Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe and shit like that. Like, these were people that literally were pretty much, like, doing nothing.
Yeah.
At this point. Like, fuck, what do I still have the list? No, I got rid of the list already. But, like, Sonya Deville was in the Rumble. I don't remember if Elas Dawn was. The Good Brothers, I can't remember the last time I seen them on TV. I think NXT months ago. Giovanni Vinci has just been gone. And Cedric Alexander I haven't seen in fucking months. Yeah. Unless he's on speed or some shit, but I don't fucking know. Cedric Alexander's pretty cool. I always dug him, but he'll probably be a good fit in AEW with his style and stuff. So, yeah, we're going to move on now to top 5 luchadors.
So I don't know if mine's necessarily going to even be in order. I don't even know if some of the people that I have in my list are going to be qualified for Luchadores. But
so we'll go back and forth. Do you have any honorable mentions or no? I have 2.
no, honestly, like it was, which is kind of surprising. It was hard for me to like really sit and like even pick out 5. Because I'm sure that there were some people like way back in the day that I watched that I loved that I don't recall.
This list was very hard, and I will say right off the bat, there is some of like what you're going to expect on this.
Yeah, that mine's definitely going to be more in recent memories, so more of like recent wrestlers.
Like I'm telling you guys right now, Mil Mascaras is not on my list. Mil Mascaras is the GOAT. He's a great luchador. He's not on the list. Silver King, not on my list either. But I have 2 honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1 is Vampiro.
Okay.
I put him as an honorable mention because is he a luchador? Yes, but no. He's wrestled in Mexico. He's got his start in Mexico. He's done a lot in Mexico. He was big in Mexico. Kind of the same thing with Conan. Conan's a luchador. I didn't put Conan on my list either. But Vampiro, I love Vampiro. And his stuff in Mexico is really fucking great. And man, he was a panties dropper back in the day. Those ladies were fucking dropping them panties for him when Welcome to the Jungle would hit. So Vampiro.
Okay.
And then my other honorable mention, his name is Blitzkrieg.
Okay.
He's very underrated. He made a few appearances in WCW and then kind of just called it quits. But if you ever seen a Blitzkrieg match, oh my god! Here, I'm gonna show you like his mask and stuff, Lyssie. Like, look at that shit.
Oh, that's cool as fuck.
Right? And he just did cool shit. But like a match to check out actually is Blitzkrieg versus Juventud Guerrero from WCW Spring Stampede '99. Mm-hmm. He was one of those like luchadors that Eric Bischoff was like, yeah, we're bringing lucha to American TV. We're gonna fucking use these guys. So, let's see, number 5 for you, since I already gave 2 of my honorable mentions.
Well, again, mine's not necessarily in any sort of like legitimate top to bottom order. So we'll start off with one that I don't know if actually classifies, but I thought classified. Again, keeping in recent memory, I'd put Andrade in there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. He's worked in Mexico, technically a luchador. So, yeah, that's fair.
And I think, again, like I've said before, he's criminally underrated and no one fucking knows what to do with him. Yeah. I think he is so fucking good in the ring.
I think
he doesn't get the time.
I think the only place that honestly might know what to do with him is Mexico.
Yeah.
CMLL or AAA.
Was he ever in Lucha Underground or no?
I don't think he was. Let me check.
Because if he was, I'd love to see. I mean, I still want to see some of the stuff that he's, more of the stuff he's done over in Mexico.
I don't think he was in Lucha Underground. No, he wasn't. He was in New Japan.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. No, he was never in Lucha Underground. Oh, yeah. Well, he's no longer related. I was going to say, I forgot he's technically related to Ric Flair, David Flair, and Conrad Thompson, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. He debuted in 2003. Mm-hmm.
I just think he doesn't get enough love. I really don't think he gets enough love. He's so fucking good.
No, he is underrated. My number 5 is a guy known by the name of Octagon.
Okay.
Very small guy, but very fun. Very underrated as well. That's what he looks like.
Oh, that's sick as fuck. Mm-hmm.
Yep, he looks like a ninja pretty much.
Hey!
Trying to give... He's been in some movies. Are
you stuck?
Like lucha movies and stuff. I'm trying to see... Let's Octagon matches. Because as soon as I see a match... Like, you can go watch any of his shit from, like, back in the day. Mostly in, like, the 90s. Would be a good time to, like, watch his shit. Just type in Octagon. And you'll know what I'm fucking talking about. All right, your next one, number 4.
So Sorry, I'm just rattling through them in my head right
I'm
now.
sure we're gonna have the same ones at certain points.
Yeah. I'm gonna put in there Vikingo.
Okay.
Again, more recent memory. But I feel like personally, from what I've seen of him and how young he is, I feel like he genuinely is probably like, would say the embodiment of modern lucha libre, especially in like today's age. Like he is the embodiment of it.
I think Rey Mysterio even said, I could be wrong if it was Rey, but Rey Mysterio said I think he's gonna be like the next Rey Mysterio.
He's so good. He's so good.
He is good.
I wish he wasn't injured, but he's so fucking good.
I think he's okay now.
Is he good now?
I think he's okay now. I think. I haven't really kept up with him. I only really keep up with him when like AAA like is doing something big.
Yeah.
Or like if he shows up in like AEW or GCW or something. But like
I mean, his match with Kenny, dude, moved
I was
mountains
gonna say, is that like a match you would tell people to go watch?
Go watch his match with Kenny Omega.
That's fair.
And again, not even to fucking... I mean, honestly, go watch any of his fucking matches.
Yeah, no,
but,
seriously.
like, his match with Kenny...
There's a match.
Oh.
There's a match he had, I believe it was against Nick Gage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a match to go watch because it's not a death match. And
it's a match.
It's kind of Nick Gage not working like lucha style, but like Nick Gage is working a different style thanks to his opponent.
So I'm just making sure this is still recording.
My number 4 is a guy known as La Parka.
Okay.
Do you know who La Parka is?
I've heard of La Parka.
Do you know what La Parka looks like?
I don't know if I recall.
That guy.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. La Parka. Mostly, I mean, his stuff in like AAA and stuff is fun, but I love his stuff in WCW. They did this one fucking thing where, what's the exact term? I'll have to find it on YouTube. La Parka.
Dee. You little shit.
So they did a thing. I'm gonna play like a little bit of it.
He's trying to avoid the PS5.
Oh, I'm gonna play a little bit of it. They did a thing in WCW.
Looking at the man, but just look, don't touch. And any fool that wants to get in my way gets 2 steel creases.
That's not him talking, but it's him
the
speaking
deal. 1
jive.
chair shot for me and 1 for my homies. Now step off, Gino. The chairman's about to call the meeting to order.
What the fuck?
They wanted him to cut promos, but he doesn't speak fucking English. So they had someone else like voice act, and he's just there like pretending to talk. You can't see because of his mask.
Oh my god.
And it's so fucked up, but like it's funny because like that part specifically of like a chair shot for my homies. Go watch anything of La Parka. He's the chairman. He's the original chairman. He would fucking dance. He does the dance. That little dance that Penta does when he walks down the aisle. That's a nod to La Parka. Fun fact. Yeah. I'm talking about the original La Parka too, not L.A. Park or anything like that. I'm talking about the original La Parka. Because there's a few. Also, really cool fucking mask. I always used to like playing as him in WCW and WO Revenge because you can customize the gear like wherever. Like he had like his standard like skeleton black and white gear, but you were able to customize the colors. Like I remember the one time like when I discovered Typo Negative when I was a kid, made it black and green.
Yeah.
I did black and pink. Like I would do different colors. It was always cool. What would be your number 3?
Well, I guess it's fitting because I'm going to throw Penta in here.
Okay. I didn't have Penta on my list because there's other people that beat out Penta, but
That's
fair point.
I mean, I always really liked watching Lucha Bros. I was like debating if I wanted to put Lucha Bros entirely, but I think they're both very separate entities.
Yeah,
and
I was about to ask
overall-
you, are you just putting Penta?
Yeah.
Are you putting Ray with him?
Yeah,
or?
no, I'm just putting Penta. Overall, like no disrespect to like Ray Phoenix or anything like that. But overall, I just think that Penta ended up being a lot more influential and a lot more of a staple.
Maybe now because he was the first one to show up in WWE, and you might just be saying that. Both of them have their own, like, people love Ray Phoenix.
I do also love
But
Ray
the
Phoenix.
thing is, I have always preferred Penta over Ray, And that was just because of what Penta did in Lucha Underground.
I think that it's more so, at least, I don't know, maybe to me, like when I think Lucha Bros, I think more of Penta than I think of Rey Fenix.
That's fair.
And I think also it falls into the same mindset that I have when it comes to the Hardys and the Bucks, where Rey Fenix is great. Does a lot of fun, flippy, fun stuff. I feel like Penta is a more well-rounded wrestler.
Okay.
I feel like Penta can still do the really cool, fun lucha stuff, but just has a little bit more of an edge to him. And
Penta has more of the technical lucha
yes.
Background. Because how old is Penta? Let's find out.
I'm going to guess 42.
Because he definitely is up there. 40.
I was so close.
40. He just turned 40.
Happy birthday, Penta.
February 5th was his birthday.
Oh my god, happy birthday, Penta.
Yep, he just turned 40. Is there like a certain Penta match you would tell people to go fucking watch?
I mean, not a certain singles Penta match. But if you want to, if you really want to watch a good match.
You could have just said him versus Rey Fenix, to be honest.
That's fine. But if you really want to go watch a great match, you should go watch the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks in a steel cage match.
No, if you want to go watch a really good Penta match, go watch the whole story. You have to. It's on Tubi. Go watch Lucha Underground to begin with, but once they start doing the build up for Penta and his master storyline with Vampiro.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god.
Watch that whole fucking story leading up to Penta versus Vampiro in the Mexican Death Match. Oh my god.
Also, I do just want to throw it out there. I know we said it before during his WWE debut, and maybe there was more out there that I just wasn't aware of this. But, like, why the fuck was Penta not cutting promos in AEW?
I want to know. He was really good.
He cut a really fucking good promo in WWE, and I don't mean to sound this in any sort of disrespectful manner, but because of the lack of promos he was cutting in AEW, I legitimately just didn't know that, like, he knew English well enough to cut a promo.
Like,
because he would talk in English in AEW, but he wouldn't say a whole heck of a lot. So I just thought, oh, maybe he doesn't really know English all that well.
What was the fucking point of Alex?
Yeah, just another thing of just
for him to be like, Penta says, like, fuck you. Anyway, my number 3 is the Juice, Juventud Guerrera.
I figured you were gonna have Juventud Guerrera on here.
One of my fucking favorites, bro. Love Juvi. Mm-hmm. Mask, no mask. He's beautiful without the fucking mask.
Didn't we see Juventud Guerrera?
We didn't see him live, but he was in AEW. He wrestled Jericho that one time during the 7 stages of MJF or whatever. We didn't see Juvi live, no.
Where the fuck did
we saw...
Because didn't he wrestle? I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. He wrestled Okada. It wasn't Juvi. I forget his fucking name. Hold on.
Dude, Didi's really going crazy at that door.
AEW Collision Okada versus... I'm just going to type in Luchador. What the fuck? Ultimo Guerrero. Yeah. Couldn't think of his fucking name.
That's who it was.
Yeah, we saw Ultimo Guerrero. This is Juventud.
Can you go get your cat? He's pissing me off.
Dating.
Aww.
But I love Juventud Guerrera. I'm gonna be biased. My favorite match is him versus Rey Mysterio from AAA and or ECW Big Ass Extreme Bash. They both got 5 stars. They're really fucking good. Go watch that. Hell, even though it's ruthless aggression and it's technically racist, the Mexicals were fucking great. With him, Psychosis, and Super Crazy. And 2 others that you can put on this list as well, but they're not, shockingly. I just put Juventud Guerrera because I liked his mask. I also liked what he did in WCW, and...
Pet your cat.
Again, this is just me because I grew up on it. The Mexicals were cool. I thought it was cool that they came out on lawnmowers. I know now that it was really racist. I thought it was fucking cool, though, because, like, oh, they're coming out on lawnmowers. That's actually kind of fucking funny. Like, it was fun to play as them in the video games because they would come out on the lawnmowers. It's racist. It's wrong. Bad. They could have been used better.
But as a kid, you didn't.
As a kid, I thought it was fucking cool.
You're screaming.
Because they're just riding lawnmowers.
You're screaming.
I didn't understand. Juventud Guerrero is great.
Yeah.
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 They should have never took the mask off of him, but he does have a beautiful face. Have you ever seen him? Like,
No.
You don't know what Hoovy looks like?
I don't think so.
Juventud Guerrero. Like, bro, look at him.
Oh my god, it's like when Hayabusa took his mask
Like,
off.
look at him. And then that's him with the mask. The mask is cool.
Yeah.
Too. But, like, look at him. They took the mask off. He's 50 years old. Fun fact. All right. This is where we might get the same. Number 2.
Well, I feel like it's really only fair to have 2 people in the top 2.
Mm-hmm. Who do you have at number 2 and who do you have at number 1?
Number 2, I have Ray, and number 1, I have Eddie.
Yep, that's what I have. So our number 2 is Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
For many obvious reasons. Big influential figure in Lucha Libre. Probably...
Big influential figure in wrestling.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest luchadors ever.
Mm-hmm.
When he came to America, like I show Lyssie like stuff like when he came to like ECW or WCW like for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lyssie, watch what he does. He does a simple Hurricane Rana.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the crowd. The crowd is going apeshit because I never seen that.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio, Vikingo is like the new Rey Mysterio now because he's doing shit that no one's ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Where Rey Mysterio now, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Love him. I'm trying to think of him versus Hoovy, him versus Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. Ray's great. My left knee.
My left knee.
What do you guys say about Ray?
Me too, Ray. I got a left knee problem.
What do you guys say about Ray?
I mean, just the best way to put it is just that's my childhood wrapped up in a pretty little bow.
We're talking about Rey Mysterio Jr., not Rey Mysterio Sr.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah. That's my childhood wrapped up in a fucking little bow and everything.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is a childhood of mine.
And I always liked the storylines that kind of ran with Rey Mysterio of just like, I don't want to necessarily say...
He's the little man in a big man's world.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say like necessarily the underdog always, but...
That's
like,
what it was, though.
Yeah, consistently being like, oh, he's short and small, but like, he's incredible and is able to do all of these cool things that all of these other fucking people can't do, and that's what makes him like really fucking special. And I don't know, just watching it as a kid, like, you know, was really cool of just like all the odds stacked against you but still coming out on top was like a really good message to be sending. So.
Yeah. And now number 1, Eddie Guerrero.
The GOAT.
I mean, obvious fucking reasons.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
There's no one who does it better than Eddie.
He comes from his historical fucking family.
Mm-hmm.
He's technically a luchador.
Mm-hmm.
Different style, very technical, you know, but has the high flying ability. Go check it out. His stuff in Mexico, Japan. It's Eddie Guerrero.
Watch any Eddie Guerrero match.
Any Eddie Guerrero match. What would be your favorite Eddie Guerrero match if you like can pick one on the top of your head?
I think it would still fall in line with this match against Ray.
Would it be him and Ray?
What was it, Halloween Havoc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I get that. I would also say that, but him versus Benoit in ECW.
Oh, yeah, that's
was also very good. Like his stuff with Benoit in ECW, great. Not ECW One Night Stand, but like the 90s ECW.
Yeah.
Like fuck. Especially the last match they had where they were both leaving to go to WCW. The emotion in that one. That kind of I'm not gonna lie, me and Jaeger kind of like ripped that whole like thing off for the 30 minutes Ultimate Submissions match. Because like that was kind of our goodbye and stuff. But yeah, I think it's very obvious why Eddie Guerrero's number 1.
Yeah.
Go fucking check out anything Eddie Guerrero wise. Another favorite Eddie Guerrero match that I also enjoy is from IWA Mid-South. It's a triple threat match between CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. And there's an infamous quote from CM Punk saying, "I was young and dumb. I thought I was good, but then I got in the ring with Eddie Guerrero." Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, honestly, I probably would have said the same thing. I thought I was good, then I got in the ring with Eddie Guerrero. So yeah, Eddie Guerrero, the GOAT. Those are our top 5 luchadors.
I miss Eddie every single day of my life.
Maybe we'll do like top 5 like deathmatch wrestlers next week or some shit.
There's honestly legitimately not a day that goes by where I don't think about Eddie Guerrero.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like, I feel like it's at least once a day I really think about, like, what the fuck would Eddie Guerrero be doing right now in wrestling if he was still around?
He'd probably be retired by now, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, but would he be doing stuff with younger talent? Would he
Probably.
be a trainer? Like,
He'd probably be a trainer.
Like, I mean, he already had so much influence, like, in his time that he was on this earth. Like, I just think about all of the, like, what more influence he could possibly have. He would have so much, I know that, but...
Not to sound grim and all of that. I think Eddie Guerrero, if he never died in 2005, he would have stopped in 2007 when Benoit did what Benoit did.
Mm-hmm.
That was his friend.
Yeah.
I think maybe he would have returned. Eddie would have stopped and took a break at least, I think, because that would have been a lot for him to handle. So he probably would have been like, I'm going to take like a year off or some shit. And then probably dwindle into the part-time stuff.
I honestly kind of wonder, like, if Eddie didn't pass away, like,
would Benoit
have done what Benoit
I don't think so.
Because, like, here's the thing, right? Benoit's brain was still...
Go watch the Dark Side of the Ring episode. He Benoit was already falling apart prior, but he started falling apart a hell of a lot more when Eddie died. Like, he had to buy a journal to write what he was feeling.
Like Benoit's brain was still baby food.
Yeah.
But also, like, I wonder, like, if that never took a toll on him, if maybe he would have had enough in, like, his mental capacity to realize something's wrong, or even if, like,
there might have
if Eddie was still there to realize it and maybe figure out something with Benoit. You know what I mean?
Eddie probably would have helped him. I think there still would have been some damage done.
Yeah.
Not to the extent that was done of Benoit killing himself and killing Nancy and Daniel. There would have still been damage to his brain, but I think there would have been something where, especially now where we're at in this day and age with everything, scientifically wise and everything, I think Benoit would have been saved.
Yeah. But also that it's such a weird thing to think about because, and I really don't mean for this to sound disrespectful at all, but if the Benoit situation never necessarily happened, would WWE have ever taken, like, measures against brain trauma? Yeah. And, like, head trauma. You know what I mean?
And also, with Eddie dying even, that's when when Eddie died, they started to kind of crack down on the wellness policy, and then Benoit died, and they were like, all right, now we got this wellness policy intact.
Yeah.
You fail once, 30 days. You fail twice, 60 days. Third time, you're fucking gone.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's an unfortunate circumstance of a domino effect, but at the end of the day, I still really miss Eddie Guerrero.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of, like, the wellness policy, you don't really hear much about, like, so-and-so has been suspended for 30 days for breach of wellness policy. You don't really hear about that anymore. Yeah. So I guess it's a good thing.
It has to be, yeah.
Moving on, we're going to talk about some wrestling that happened this week now. We're an hour in. Wow. Let's talk about a little bit of Raw. There wasn't really much. The only thing that there really is to talk about is CM Punk versus Sami Zayn happened.
Which I didn't see.
We could talk about Jey Uso's, like, 20-minute fucking promo if you want to. It took him 20 minutes to fucking talk because the crowd was going ballistic. But yeah, Punk versus Sami. It's what you expect from these two gritty young veterans. El Generico versus CM Punk, Ring of Honor on Netflix. They had a fucking great match. At one point in the match, Punk was kind of working like pseudo heel in this match, which makes perfect sense. At one point in the match, Punk's like beating the shit out of Sami in the corner. And they're both like looking at the WrestleMania side, and Punk goes, "Look at it, Scott boy! Look at it!" I was dying. Punk beat Sami. Punk's in the chamber. Then after the match, they shook hands. Code of honor. Kevin Owens comes out in a Sami Zayn Forever shirt, pushes Sami in the Punk, and then fucking gives Sami Zayn a package pile driver. And then Punk, like, they were showing, like, the aftermath of everything. Punk was selling this like $1 million. He gets in the ring afterwards, and he's laying on the mat next to Sammy looking like he's crying and shit. Because they bring out, like, the stretcher and everything for Sammy to really sell it. Man, it was insane. It was great. So, yeah, Punk's in the chamber. More updates on the chamber later on. Punk's in the chamber at this point with John Cena. There has been another one added since then, but we'll get that on SmackDown. So Punk, Cena in the chamber, and it looks like we're getting Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, truthfully one-on-one at Mania. I know they had a one-on-one match a couple years ago at Mania, but fucking Logan Paul was involved.
Yeah.
So they're truthfully gonna get their one. I see this being a plunder match too.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna it's gonna be like no DQ or some shit.
Good.
Stadium Stampede in Las Vegas.
Can you imagine?
It's going to be something crazy. Your thoughts on Punk beating Sammy going in the chamber and KO and Sammy feud?
I'm not surprised in the slice that this is the direction that they're going in.
Do you agree with what's going on with, like, everyone right now?
Yeah.
Like, Punk's in the chamber. Okay, like...
Punk's supposed to be in the chamber.
Yeah, like, Cena should have won the Rumble, yes.
Yeah.
Punk should be in the chamber, yes. And then KO and Sammy, we kind of figured that's where they were going to go with. So, at least that's checking out.
Yeah.
Moving on to Dynamite. Another boring odd Dynamite. So let's start off with Mark Davis is a Don Callis guy now. Sure.
Makes sense.
No, it fucking doesn't.
Makes sense.
You know what? He came back and was feuding with Kyle Fletcher like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb as fuck.
No, it makes sense.
No.
Because they had their match, and then Kyle was like in the back, probably like, "Hey, Mark, if you ever change your mind, there's a piece of Takeshita to go around." And Mark Davis was probably like, "Ooh la la," and now he's a Don Callis guy.
It's fucking stupid.
I
didn't even watch this match. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know how good the match was. This Wednesday was the night everything happened at my place of employment.
Yeah, so we were kind of a little bit sidetracked when Dynamite was on, honestly. But I don't know. I think they're trying to project like Don getting all of Will's former friends against him, and Will's like, "Hey Don, I have a new best friend. His name's Kenny Omega, and we're gonna 69 Don." And yeah, but look, I'm just gonna say the only thing that I'm really happy about the outcome of all of this is that I'm really excited to see Kenny and Ospreay together. That's a dream team right there.
Moving on, they had the Hounds of Hell versus Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita. Yeah, let's get Brody King's new group over by having them lose and Brody take the pin.
Yeah, bad decision.
The booking of Hounds of Hell have been horrible because, oh yeah, let's move on to this one. Oh yeah, let's give Buddy a title match in his hometown at Grand Slam so he can lose.
Who's he wrestling?
He's wrestling Okada. He's wrestling Okada. So you know he's going to lose.
Wait, why is he wrestling Okada?
Oh, because this is how this match fucking happened. He cut a promo backstage on Okada saying, "I deserve a Continental Championship match." Okada said, "No, bitch." And then Buddy said, "No, I do." And then Okada said, "Okay, bitch."
Oh, that's right. That did happen.
It's fucking stupid. The booking of Hounds of Hell have been fucking atrocious. Yeah, let's get this new group over. Yeah, fuck you, Tony Khan. Moving on. What do you think of the fucking Hounds of Hell booking? It's dumb, right?
It's been lackluster to say the least. I'm not really sure the direction we're supposed to be fucking going in with this, but
let's move on because this segment was something. Dustin Rhodes told MJF off. Like, he told him off.
Mm-hmm.
They were cutting a promo in the ring. Max Caster ran into the ring randomly. Adam Page came out chasing Max Caster because there was a whole like backstage promo prior to this where like fucking what happened? All I remember happening was Max Caster being like, "I'm leaving," and then Adam Page being like, "I'm following you."
So Adam Page was like backstage with Renee, and he was cutting a promo. Renee was like, there seemed to be some sort of regret with you and what you did to Christopher Daniels. Okay. And Hangman goes, "No, Nope, there wasn't. And Max Caster, for whatever reason, is just fucking sitting there, and he's like, "Can we like hurry this up? Like, I got an open challenge that apparently he's been doing, probably on like Collision
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff."
doing like the greatest wrestler alive open challenge because the Acclaim's over with.
Yeah, and he's just getting squashed like every single fucking time.
I think that's the point of it.
Yeah. But so he comes up and he's like talking to Hangman. He's like, "Yeah, it was like really cool what you did to Christopher Daniels. Like, you should do that to like Billy Gunn, or you should do that to Anthony Bowens or something." And he was like, "Oh, well, I don't see any of them here, but I see you, and I see that you have an open challenge, and why don't I put you in the fucking hospital?" And he was like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna leave now." And Hangman's like, "Well, I'm gonna follow you." Hey!
She's wild.
She's losing her fucking mind today. So they're like, from what I imagine, because I think there's a little bit of time before this promo with Dustin Rhodes and MJF happened. So in my mind, I'm just envisioning these two running around backstage with like old like Scooby-Doo cartoon music playing in the background of them like chasing each other. And then MJF's cutting this promo out there, and Dustin Rhodes comes out and drops a fucking bomb on him. I love when Dustin Rhodes fucking talks. Honestly, Dustin's so fucking good at promos. Like, moves mountains.
Oh my god, I'm trying to find the fucking AEW Grand Slam match card and you cannot find it on their fucking Twitter.
Yeah, they post a lot.
Yeah, holy shit.
Go to Instagram. Never got to find it on their Instagram.
There we go, I found it.
But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. And then, in the middle of it, Max Caster runs out and he's trying to say to MJF, like, Hangman's coming. And then Hangman walks out, touches tits with MJF, stares him down in kissing distance, and then leaves, and then continues to chase Max Caster through the crowd.
And then Dustin and MJF brawl.
Yeah.
And then Christopher Daniels, who recently was just in a Texas death match that died, was out there.
Died.
Not a scratch on him. Where's the fucking logic?
Modern medicine has come many bounds.
Well, we thought that.
Yeah.
In a certain situation.
Yeah.
Until we were proven kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even fucking know what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
We're talking about what happened at my place of employment. Moving on. Tony Storm is playing Mariah May.
Oh my god. Top tier.
This was insane.
This was so good. The mismatched extensions, beautiful. The suckling on her own finger, incredible.
But people saying that they look exactly the same, I get where you're coming from, but no, they don't. You can tell. There is one...
Dylan, don't be fucking gross.
I'm sorry, I'm not being gross. There is one big difference, though, that you can tell.
They do have a different body shape.
Yes.
But no, they at least look like they could be fucking sisters.
Yeah.
They look like they could be sisters. It's fucking crazy.
It's just funny.
Well, especially when Mariah May dressed up as Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Like, they look so fucking similar. But it's fucking hilarious.
What the fuck? Oh, it's just the intro playing again.
Yeah, it does that. Apparently Toni Storm did the same thing at an independent show where she dressed up as her opponent.
That's
recently.
Funny.
So, like, I love that she's doing that now. I had fine match, you know, whatever. The match wasn't anything, like, to ring home about, but, like, the story that they were playing in the match was really fucking good. Really fucking good. So, loved that. Toni Storm's a fucking genius.
Let's move on to SmackDown. There isn't much to talk about a 3-hour SmackDown. But I hate the wrestling trope of someone says someone's name and their music immediately hits. Like, make it real. Let the person say their name and talk for a little bit more. I forget what this was at. Why did I get mad at this?
I don't know. I was not really paying attention to SmackDown.
I forget what the fuck this was about.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Something happened on SmackDown. Someone was cutting a fucking promo, and someone said someone's name, and immediately they came out. Oh, I think it was the Charlotte Tiffany thing. That's what it was.
Oh.
Charlotte's cutting a promo, and she literally goes, Tiffany. She says Tiffany, and music hits. And it's like, let her talk.
Yeah.
Make it realistic. Fuck. I hate it. Anyway. LA Knight cut a great promo on mental health and then had to get his stuff in. And then him and Drew, like, had a shoot fight in the middle of a triple threat match.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, like, they're cutting this promo and, like, LA Knight, like, straight up goes, if you're a grown man, it's okay to cry. and stuff like that. Which it was like, I don't know verbatim. Fuck. I don't know verbatim what he said.
I don't remember.
I want to be, in my career, I want to be somebody who affects good change before I die. So I'm going to speak to all the men, all the boys here in Memphis tonight and around the world. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If something arises in your life that hits you it hits you in the feels and you have to cry, let it out. It's good for your mental health. It's good for you. It doesn't make you any less of a man.
What do you think of that?
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that someone's fucking saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's okay to cry. I don't know, like, I wasn't really paying attention in the promo of what caused him to say that, but I think it was just off the cuff, random. Because then he, like, at the end, it got really funny of like, oh yeah, I had to get my stuff in.
Yeah.
And then they had a triple threat, and they started beating the fuck out of each other at one point. Drew won, so now in the chamber, it's Punk, Cena, and Drew.
They just Punk and Cena, Punk and Drew just can't escape each other.
Drew's gonna get fucking mad though because Punk's other boyfriend John Cena's in there.
Oh my God, they're in love.
And then Seth is people are saying it's probably going to be Seth and Logan Paul are probably gonna be in it as well, and they don't know who the sixth man will be. Probably Orton. It's not gonna be Roman. That's why they're doing the injury angle with Roman. They wrote him off so he doesn't have to be in the chamber to take a pin. Interesting, right? So
why is Logan Paul in it?
So they can all just beat the fuck out. Remember last year he was in the chamber?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
And like he fucking hit someone with the brass knucks, and then they did the cool camera cut where Randy Orton literally RKO'd him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if I feel like this is a chamber where all 6 men are going to be in it at once without an elimination happening beforehand. What I can see happening is Logan Paul gets to enter last, right? So, like, all 5 of them are already in there, right? Beating the fuck out of each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Logan Paul comes in. They all just team up on him.
Beat the shit out of him.
If you see things in the Rumble, they were all taking turns beating the fuck out of him. Punk was, like, stomping a mud hole in him, which is very funny. But yeah, that was SmackDown. Moving on to one more thing is AEW Grand Slam Australia. We got the match card. It's not a stadium show. It was supposed to be a stadium show. It was supposed to be a pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view. It's airing on TNT and Max, like at 10:30 at night after like an NBA game or whatever. So I don't know what the fuck happened there. We got 4 matches though, so I guess we can give predictions. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher in a tag team match.
I'm gonna go with Takeshita and Kyle.
I'm going with Omega and Ospreay.
Kenny just came back. I feel like this story isn't done and over with. I don't know. I feel like I think they're gonna win in like a sleazy way.
Yeah, they have Mark Davis now. Mm-hmm. Someone else is introduced. I don't fucking know.
The Bucks come out and sabotage them.
Yeah, I just want Kenny and Ospreay to win.
I do too, but...
Moving on. This should be like a lights out match. It's for the women's title. It's Mariah May versus Timeless Toni Storm.
Tony,
she gets the belt back. A Brisbane Brawl. A tag team match of the Boar Horsemen, the Dead Riders, Jon Moxley and Claudio, the Bald Brothers, versus Cope and Jay White. Jay White got a Cope with teaming with Cope in this Brisbane Brawl match. This is fucking stupid. The fucking Death Riders are winning. It's gonna be a shitty fucking match.
I mean, I know why Jay White's in that, but that's an interesting tag team.
It's leading the... No, honestly, I see Cope and Jay White fucking winning, right? Because it's gonna fucking lead to Cope versus fucking Mox, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Well, no, they lose, because then it's gonna lead to Cope versus Mox, and then Cope wins the belt, and then...
Cope ain't win.
And then Christian comes out and takes it from him.
Cope ain't win the fucking belt off. Anyway... For the Continental Breakfast Championship, we got Kazuchika Bitch Okada versus Buddy Matthews Murphy.
Okada's winning it.
Okada's winning it, burying Buddy Matthews Murphy in his hometown. Yeah.
Anyway, let's hurry this up because we have another podcast we need to be recording, so...
It's Wrestler of the Week.
It is Wrestler of the Week.
Guess what, Lyssie? I didn't fucking pick one.
Yeah?
So now I gotta look.
It's hard!
Yeah, you picked Rey Mysterio last time.
I did.
Well, I usually have someone lined up. But just making sure. I kind of have one in my head. Just making sure we didn't talk about him already. God damn it, we did. God damn it, we did. Fuck it, we'll just move on to another one. I was gonna pick Stone Cold. We already did.
Oh yeah, we already talked about Stone Cold.
So, I'll go with another Texan.
Post Malone?
No, The Undertaker.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about The Undertaker.
Oh.
I'd rather.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on.
I'd rather talk about The Undertaker than Kane.
I meant to mention this way earlier in the episode, and I completely forgot until literally right now. I was looking up luchadors just to see if there was anyone who like popped out that was like, oh my God, I fucking forgot about this person. Tell me where the fuck Kane showed up.
Because he wears a mask.
Under the Google results, like you know how like it'll have like a couple people, and I was scrolling through.
Favorite
Kane fucking showed up.
Kane is my number one luchador.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't think I'm wrong in the sense of saying I don't think Kane's a luchador.
Watch him have like some secret training.
No, seriously, right?
Like,
but
a luchador.
I think he's too racist to have the fucking training. All right, let's fucking talk
but
about.
I guess speaking of racist
Mark
people,
Calloway.
Mark Calloway, The Undertaker. The Undertaker.
You're going one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Ask me some questions about The Undertaker.
All right, what are your first introductions to The Undertaker?
My first introduction to The Undertaker was watching probably Friday Night SmackDown as a wee little lad, and you hear the dong, the lights come out, and 40 minutes later he's in the ring. And he looks spooky and scary. And then I got to witness it live and was like, whoa, that's fucking
like,
cool.
Whoa, he walks really slow.
No, but it was fucking cool seeing it live.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, like, whoa, that's cool. Not to get, like, all the political talk and everything. We're going to avoid all that and everything. We know where Undertaker stands on shit.
Yeah.
At least he's not, like, open, like, as open with, like, Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Like, Hogan is.
Oh, he's open.
He's open, yes, but at least to my knowledge, I could be wrong, he never made a video like Hulk Hogan saying a bad word. But that's neat. I'm just talking about The Undertaker, the character, not Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
So talk about more. Ask me more.
What's your favorite variation of The Undertaker?
The Ministry of Darkness.
Okay.
The Ministry of Darkness, and then the American Badass.
Okay.
And then from there, it would be the OG Undertaker, and then like the Phenom Undertaker, like the current day Undertaker would be the best. I dig what he's like doing now when he shows up, because obviously like the whole thing of the Undertaker was he never broke kayfabe before, and now he retired and stuff, so he breaks kayfabe now. But I like that it's like a mixture of like he's like a biker dad now.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Oh God, he's just a Republican.
But his best theme is Rollin'. It's not American Badass. It's Rollin'. I also like Big Evil Undertaker. That's still like Biker Taker, but Big Evil was cool too. What's your favorite variation of The Undertaker?
Probably Ministry of Darkness.
Ministry of Darkness? Yeah, I like I have a cool Ministry of Darkness Taker figure. I like the whole concept of the Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool concept. Ask me more.
What's your Undertaker match?
My favorite Undertaker match is him versus Shawn Michaels, Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
What's your favorite Undertaker match?
I don't fucking know. I mean, I always really liked Brothers of Destruction.
Fair. I also like Undertaker versus Mankind in Hell in a Cell.
Iconic.
Taker versus Shawn, Mania 25-26.
Yeah.
Him versus Triple H, 27-28. fuck, even him versus Brock at 30 was good.
Yeah.
So, him versus AJ Styles in the Boneyard
Oh my god, I loved that
and the
match. That match
Boneyard
was so camp.
was good.
That was so fucking camp.
Undertaker, I wish he got to face Sting. Him versus Bray Wyatt was
Yeah.
pretty good. Even though that's when he was like slowing down, but still it was good. There's a match I saw.
Man, what was it? DX versus Brother of Destruction?
Fuck no.
What about that was the best fucking
Undertaker
match.
versus Goldberg.
Oh my god.
No, there's a match I watched that was actually really fucking crazy. It was from like 1991. It was at a house show. It was Undertaker versus Ultimate Warrior. And they did a pile driver, like not a tombstone pile driver, a regular pile driver to each other and no sell it, which was very funny. Yeah, the Undertaker's has always been one of those, like, another part of my childhood. Like, he's just always been there type of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I also enjoy him versus Jeff Hardy in a ladder match in 2002 on Raw. The I'm still standing one. So, yeah, Undertaker, he's a legend.
Do you think that his streak should have been broken?
No.
I agree.
No, the streak should have never been broken. He should have fucking... If they were to break the streak, that should have been, like, the end of The Undertaker.
Yeah.
But, like, he continued after that. The streak should have never been broken. He should have retired undefeated at Mania. That was his thing.
I agree.
That was his thing. You got anything to say about The Undertaker?
Cool character.
Like, childhood-wise, did you always look up to The Undertaker? Or was I know you said it was Kane more so.
Yeah, I was more so a Kane girly, unfortunately. But no, I always liked the spooky gothy characters, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I was drawn to The Undertaker. I think a lot of kids were, just because there was always, like, that feeling of, like, the unknown of what this guy is all about. But I liked him because he looked spooky, and I liked the spooky stuff. So... yeah.
My favorite move Undertaker would always do is the dive over the top rope. I liked Undertaker's wrestling style of, especially when he was like not the American Badass, because when he was the American Badass Undertaker, that's when he was moving normal and would just move like a normal person because he was realistic person. He was a biker and stuff, and would he would have MMA style in there. But I liked when he was like the Phenom or like just the Undertaker, because like. You can watch, like, I think it was The Last Ride of The Undertaker, and he was explaining this, of, like, he would work like a zombie, because that's what he was, but then you would have that little burst of energy to catch you off guard.
Yeah.
So, I always enjoyed, like, the psychology of The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Great fucking gimmick. Honestly, if I had to say one positive thing about Vince McMahon, he created a good fucking gimmick in The Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like the best thing I can say about that piece of shit.
But it was more so Mark who put the work
Well, yeah,
into
he put the
actually
work
making
in
the
it.
character good.
Want to know my favorite Undertaker match is? I've never seen it because I can never fucking find it. I've only seen like snippets or pictures from Smoky Mountain Wrestling, The Undertaker versus New Jack.
Oh my god.
It happened. It fucking happened. And I need WWE Vault. Help. Release Smoky Mountain.
Alright, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up here because we still have another podcast to record, and then I still have to get ready and then I have to go to a Super Bowl party. So,
Yes.
thank you guys so much for listening, watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, neighbors, and The Undertaker. If you enjoyed this video, and you wanted to follow us on Instagram, you can find us at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. You can find me on Blue Sky at Lungtar, LUNG_. Or no, is it a hyphen? Maybe it's been a hyphen this whole time.
How is
TAR.
Blue Sky doing? I haven't heard much about Blue Sky.
I'm on it here and there.
Okay.
Honestly, my art does pretty well on it when I've posted it, so that's pretty cool. But it's also Lungtar. It's either a single underscore or a hyphen. I can't remember. And then you could find me on TikTok at Lungbucks, LUNG__BUCKS. Dylan! Where can they find you?
You can find me on the Instagram at dillweaves, DYL_line, WEAVES_line, or on Twitter at Danny Valo, DANI_line, VALO_line. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we will see you in the next one. Go Birds. Goodbye.
Go Birds.